Hey guys, Mtgnoob back, round 2. My opponent mulled 2-6, and I will keep on the draw. Hand isn't spectacular, but it does have a curve, and I could appreciate that about the hand. I get to go this, assuming I draw land, which is something that is pretty important in this format. I feel that you can just curve out on opponents, and if you have a better curve than they do, then they sometimes often just lose. So let's see what our opponent decides to do. Okay, keeps at 6 and plays a plane. So this may be a mirror match. He also might be on Boros. Oh, that's an excellent draw. That's an excellent draw there. Excuse me. We'll see if he doesn't play his own like Syndic of Tides. Looks like we get in for one, which is nice, and most likely play this out. You know, I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna be glad I hit my 4th land. I can't sit here and be like, oh man. It's just, turn 4, my play might be different than an Assault Griffin. Against all this white, we might also have to sit here and consider that we are, drawing maybe a Boros Reckoner, so we'll play that out. Realistically, I probably should drop the gate next turn then. Okay, that's fine. That does kill this, so that's unfortunate. We might let him just gain some life here. Interesting. See, now, if I would have played the black source last turn, what I could have done is fleshed him and then drop the gate. So that was a little bit of a misplay. I don't think it's incorrect to just gate him here, to just devour him and get in for 3. But that really does slow down our tempo a lot. So what I think I'm going to do is just pass the turn and try to out-tempo him here with a Court Street Denizen. The gate does get in the gate, I should keep calling it guards. The guards does really get in the way of that, but next turn what I think I'm going to do is drop the gate into the pet, tap down his guy. If he plays multiple guys, tap down, the better blocker. Maybe he just walls up here. Walls for days. That's what they say, is walls for days. Okay, and then we'll see what happens. If not, I'm gonna, if I draw a 4th land, I still think I'm gonna get this and this in play. However, if I draw an untapped land, I'm gonna play this and extort. It's less power on board, but it does allow us to have more extort. We'll see what this is. Maybe it's a Zarichi Tiger or something that's gonna get in our way, and that might be annoying. I still might devour flesh here if he does nothing. And extort for 1. Play a gate. Okay, he's got a key rune, which, it is a thing. I'm definitely going to be devouring now. Although, we are going to... we can tap his guy down to prevent a smite, so let's see what we draw. I mean, I'm just really worried that now that he has a black source, that he may get to merciless eviction us, and that is somewhat pretty annoying. But I think this line is fine. We're just really committing here, committing hard. I think we play this and don't extort, because the next turn, if we draw an untapped land, we could do this and this. And we'll tap down his guy and get the beats on. Without this, I think this would have been a totally one-sided affair, as he is 100% color screwed. We'll beat in for 5 here, but the fact that he now has these 4 toughness gentlemen is problematic, although he can't quite activate the key rune yet. I really hope we don't get merciless eviction for creatures here. That would just be very, very unfortunate. There's not much I could do if that's the case, but I'm going to just keep trying to apply the pressure as best as I can. Okay. So, pet into tap your guy seems pretty phenomenal here. He might have a lot of removal. He might have gotten the Executioner swing. But this is the best. We're just curving out, and there's not much he could do here. He's going to take a ton. I don't really want to Devour Flesh him either, because that'll auto gain him 4 life, and with this Denizen in play, we're just continually just tap this guy down, which is really just fantastic. I'm basically the only way I believe we're going to lose this game is if he does have the Merciless Eviction and just needs that 6th mana source. We may lose a guy here. If anything, we probably lose Assault Griffin. He can't smite, but he can Executioner swing and extort for 1. But then we still have all this and this. So 1 time, no Merciless Eviction, and we should be able to gather the victory. Yep, that's fine. I mean, that's going to happen sometimes. Okay, so he's up to 7. But we have 2 Extorters and a white creature. So 1 time, no land, and then no eviction. And we should be good. Don't do it to us, bro. Don't do it. We're going to have to give him some more information here, though, unfortunately. Which is, hey, here's some information. We have multiple Kingpin's pets. We're that guy that took your good Orzhov cards. Okay, so... Oh, he's got a Guild Mage. Okay, that's fine. Guild Mage is very good, but that should not stop us from winning. Okay, now that will stop us from winning. That is actually very problematic. 3/3 flyer. It's pretty good for us, but we do have a white creature. Excuse me. A wild television approached in the background. Oh wow, that's just daggers. That's just daggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 on board. We can extort. I don't know if I want to show them all this, but I think we have to. So, we'll do this. That's 7 on board. Okay. And he's got to know. He's got to see the writings on the wall. The fact that, we're canceling all these extorts just to beat in for 1, 3, 5, 7. Math! 1, 3, 5, 7, math. Okay. That makes sense, right? Alright, so how do we beat this? Well, I'll tell you how we beat this. We actually become more aggressive, if that's even possible. So we're on the draw here, which makes our life a little bit more difficult. He was extremely color screwed that game. So I have to assume he has a better pardon. He has a better Orzhov deck. I think he's just got kind of color screwed. He's probably got all the bombs. However, I'm going to try to just curve out on him and not be a big extort kind of guy. So although this guy is pretty good, he's a little bit weak in this matchup, in my opinion. I really want to be able to get down earlier guys. I mean, he's good at clearing the way late game, but he's not going to be as exceptional as I would want. Therefore, I'm seeing what I can cut and what I can't cut. A big card that I'd like to bring in is Righteous Charge, as I think it does trump a lot of his 1/4s, and I think he's really does have us with his gift of Orzhova. I think that's going to be a hard card for us to deal with. But we can go a little bit more aggressive. Now, another strategy we can implore, which may be correct on the draw, is actually, instead of doing that, is going more extort than him. And just doing this. Bringing in a wall here. And maybe, I didn't see any rogues, but I have to assume he's got rogues. Maybe cutting like a dutiful throw, since it's such a mana commitment. So we have to decide what we want to do. I could see boarding into this aggressive strategy on the play. However, on the draw, I don't really like it as much. And that being the case, if we're bringing in more extorters, then we probably can get rid of, I'm trying to think, like, all these extorters. Maybe the rogue, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It's going to be an uphill battle here. I guess we'll put the rogue in the board. Try this out. Although the dutiful throw, you know what? I think cutting a dutiful throw is actually fine. All right, so we'll go the slower route. Be a little bit slow, and this is fine. I mean, this seems good. It won't be mulling. This is probably going to be a pretty crucial card here, especially if he decides he wants to, you know, start to 2-for-1 himself with like gifts of Orzhova. Alright, white is less powerful right now, so I'm just going to play the Syndic. Could have gone about that differently, in a sense that we could have decided to, you know, he's probably going to kill this with the Devour Flesh, I would say. No? Okay. Alright, if that's the case, sorry, my train of thought just went off the rails because he kept 2 land and didn't hit a 3rd land. I have to say, keeping him off base here is probably the best with this. This way we get to tap down his stuff if he does play a blocker. It isn't an evasive creature, but if he plays a blocker, we tap it down with Kingpin's Pet Extort 1. We just have a pretty good curve here, and our opponent just, unfortunately for himself, is color screwed. But we are not going to really care. We're just going to play our game. I definitely want an aggressive creature now, especially since he's you know, sitting there chucking dudes. I'll swing for 4. Okay, and then we'll play another extorter here. And we won't be able to extort, but we do have a ton of power in line, and we have 2 white creatures in hand. I would really see, outside of a Killing Glare on this, you know, he doesn't really have much to do, which is fine. Like, even now, like, okay, he plays a dude, I just play a white dude. Okay, that's just a key rune. That's not going to do anything. Just get an evasive creature online. And we still have this and this next turn, plus double extort. Okay, so we put him to 6. Yeah, there's really, you know, it's going to be tough to come back from this. I mean, he is going to have a 1/4 here, which we cannot tap down if he hits a white source. Maybe he just has an exile or a kill spell here, but if not, we have 8 on board, which is just a lot. We could always sack our own dude, targeting ourselves. We could target him. We could do a lot of different things, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so our opponent plays another key rune, so he's going to make this key rune to block most likely, which, you know, I can still nug him for 10. with the extort, so should still be game, assuming that's his play, unless he's got something different, which is fine. Okay, so our opponent just decides to scoop, showing us a hand of guards, spectacles, Ricci Tiger, and Executioner Swing. You know, with one white mana, he really couldn't have done anything. He could have like killed this, taken 6, died, played this, held up Swing, taken a bunch of damage, and died. But, you know, good for us, because we are off to the finals. And thank you for watching, and please check out the Mtgnoob.com.